Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Be Better podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Perkins. Today's episode is called Be Better with Micro Moves. A micro move are those small moves with your actions and or behaviors to help you evolve as a person. Let me repeat that. A micro move are those small moves within your actions and behaviors to help you evolve as a person. So making those slight little changes to help you evolve, making that micro move. I put together 8 for this episode, and you can like all 8 or glean from the 8 or create your own list. But I encourage you to get moving with those micro moves. So my first one is courage. I'm starting to see a lot of people drop their integrity and courage, and I don't know what's up with that and why. I see a lot of leaders who practice scaredy cat leadership, as I call it, or people who live their life in so much fear and what if. And I'm asking you to pull out that champion in you and insert that micro move of being courageous, because you don't want to get to the end of your life and have that regret of, boy, I wish I was a more courageous lady or a courageous guy. Now is the time to be courageous. And life will call you out on it. Life will call you out to say, now is the time to be courageous or it's not. Now's the time to be courageous or now's the time to be relaxed. And you want to be courageous when that time calls. Here's an activity that helps me out mentally when my heart starts fluttering or I get a little nervous or my mindset starts to say can't, fear, doubt, those things. I close my eyes, take a deep breath and say, Anthony, now is the time to practice 30 seconds, just 30 seconds of insane courage. And I open my eyes and I just do it. And it may be a little sloppy, but at least you're doing it. And that sloppiness will go away after a few seconds. So don't worry about it right out of the gates if it's sloppy. Or I might say, hey, I need to practice 30 minutes of insane courage, 60 minutes of insane courage. Whatever that time slot is, close your eyes, take that deep breath and say your name, and I need to practice X amount of time of insane courage right now. Just do it, because again, I don't want you to get to the end of your days and you have that regret of, boy, I wish I was more courageous in my 30s, 40s, 50s, and so on. The second micro move is be a 5%er. What is a 5%er? 5%er is a make it happen person. Be that make it happen person. Why? Because the remaining 95% of people are watch it happen or say what happened. You don't want to be that 95%. You want to be that 5% that makes things happen for you personally and professionally. Again, getting to the end of your days, not wanting to be that person to say, I have the regret of not being a make it happen person. Also, successful people who do well in life, focus on intention, not distractions. Again, successful people focus on intention, being intentional, and they don't let the distractions bother them or get in the way. So be that 5%er and make things happen. The third thing, practice humility. We need to get back as a species on being humble. I think this internet and social media has gotten people out there to be loud and proud about much ado about nothing. And you shouldn't let shares, likes, comments, views dictate your life. Just be a humble, positive, and productive person. Practice being kind, respectful, being grateful, just getting back to being humble. The best leaders out there in the world are quiet leaders. They're humble leaders. They don't have to be out in front and, again, being loud and proud. So I ask all of us to, at times, shut down our machines. I call our machine our body and mind. Shut our machines down and just be a humble person. If you have to tell people you're a leader, you're not a leader. You can be quiet and humble and have that personal will and be a strong leader. So I'm asking all of us to just calm it down, get back to humility. And humility costs nothing for the youngsters thinking they have to do things or pay for it. Saying, please, thank you. Thank you, Dad, Mom, for filling up my belly, putting a roof over my head, and giving me money and wisdom at times. That's what being humble is, or practicing that humility. The next thing, be a nipper. What is a nipper? A nipper is someone who gets rid of the bad, ugly drama by the end of the day. They nip it so they can go to bed at night and have a great night's sleep. Be a nipper. You don't have to carry all that with you every day. And then you get to the weekend and you're stressed out of your mind. Remember, in your mindset, the bad and the good share the same space. The can't, the doubt, the fear share that same space with the I can. I'm equipped, I'm intelligent, I'm ready for this. So you choose which route you want to go, which way you want to go. And when you start going to the negative, say, nope, I can. I will. I'm equipped. I'm prepared. I'm intelligent. So be a nipper of all that drama, crazy bad. The next micro move, appreciate time. Time is so valuable. None of us are promised the next 5 minutes. None of us. So I'm going to break down time into the day and the human lifespan in the United States. So during the day, we all know we have 24 hours in a day. So let's break it down to 3 8-hour sections because 3 times 8 is 24. The first 8 starting at midnight, we're all sleeping. The second 8, if you're a student, you're at school. If you're an adult, you're at work or your career. The third 8 finally is our time, but do we really have 8 hours? So if you subtract shower, restroom, traveling to and from, eating, we probably only have about 5 hours. That's truly our time during each day. What are you doing with that valuable time? Are you wasting it on video games, on social media? There's a time and a place for video games, social media, perhaps the weekend. But what are you doing to evolve as a person during those remaining 5 hours each day? Are you reading books? Are you researching? Are you watching documentaries of people who have overcome? Are you taking classes? Are you exercising? Are you drinking a lot of water? Are you practicing your faith? What are you doing to improve? And then take your weekend off to do your thing. So think about that time during the day. Now let's transition from the day to the lifespan. The average human lifespan in the United States right now, as of 2023, is 76.4 years. It used to be 78 years, but because of COVID and drug overdosing, has decreased to 76.4 years. That's the average, meaning some people die before that, some people die after that. All of us can die at any time, too. We all know people who've died in their teenage years, 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, and so on. So looking at your time over a lifespan, and again, I want to bring this up again. I think this is the second or third time. You don't want to get to the end of your days and have those regrets of things you did not do. So what are you doing in that lifespan? I also like to look at that lifespan as summers. How many summers do I have left? So we know we have 76.4 years as an average human lifespan. That means we get 76.4 summers, falls, winters, and springs. And I like to take that to say, how many summers do I have left in my life? So at my age of 55, I have about 21 summers, if you do the math, left. So you know I'm in a hurry to do positive and productive things before I exit. When I talk to teenagers, I said, you guys probably have around 60 summers left. What are you going to do with those 60 summers? Again, do you want to get to the end of the 60 summers and you have a lot of regrets, things you didn't accomplish, do, etc. So think about time, being valuable with that time, and make that a micro move for you. The next micro move, don't compare. A lot of people are comparing themselves to others. And the world is set up that way to where they market on the computer, they market on the TV, they market on the radio, and they get you to compare yourself. And as humans, we have a bad habit of comparing ourselves to people below us, doing less things. So that makes us feel really good. Or people above us who are doing better things than what we're doing, more successful, and that makes us feel really bad. And we shouldn't be looking down or up. We should just be looking at ourselves in the mirror and saying, life is I against I. What am I doing every day to evolve, every week, month, and year to be a better person? So please, as a micro move, don't compare. Next micro move is pick your hard. Life, as you guys know, is full of hard. It's hard to be married. It's hard to be in a relationship. It's hard to raise kids. It's hard to lead in a leadership role at your job or career. Hard is everywhere. It's all around us. It's never leaving us. So pick your hard. And guess what? When you pick your hard or hards, if that's even makes sense, Be great at it. Be great at it. Be great at that hard. So flip the script on hard, and instead of it being hard, just say, I pick you and I'm going to be great at this hard. Whatever that is, again, if that's, again, marriage, being in a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, being a parent, all that is hard. Pick it and be great at it. Flip the script on that hard. Then, lastly, be okay with the valleys in your life. What do I mean by that? The valleys are those low points. We typically see mountains as our goal or goals, and we climb those mountains. We get to the mountaintop, we reached our goal. And then sometimes we're down in the valley trying to figure things out. We're going through some hardships, maybe a financial setback, a medical issue, uh, et cetera, et cetera. Our kids are off track. So we go through those valleys of hard times, and then we start to climb our mountain, our goal, and we finally get to that goal, meaning the mountaintop. So be okay with the valleys. They're a learning experience. Right now, I want to go over something that I found online on LinkedIn, and it's from this gentleman, and he's really, in my mind, profound. And that's why I want to share it with you. And I apologize for reading, but this is so good. You're going to want to hear this. And he is Jordan Montgomery. He's a speaker, performance coach, just like me, founder and CEO of Montgomery Companies. I'm the founder and CEO of Perk Up LLC. So he and I have a lot in common. I encourage you to follow him. I just started following him as he has a lot of great messaging like me. He says in this LinkedIn post, and this is in regards to the valleys I was just talking about, God often does his best work in the valley. The valley is where things are made new. It's where perspective is changed, where healing takes place, and where God's grace is on full display. I remember the intense pain of the valley, sleepless nights, anxious days, a great deal of time spent in wonder about the future. I had just been fired from my job, and as a result, I lost a great deal of my identity. I also lost money, comfort, and so many things in my life that were familiar. I also remember the immense joy and the many blessings that were born out of that season meaning that period of time. Some of the greatest joys of my life, my wife, my children, and a new business were all waiting for me on the other side of the valley. So think about that when you're going through tough times. On the other side is a lot of beauty. And he goes on to say, how many of us know that sometimes God's preparation is packaged as pain? Sometimes you have to shed the old before you can gain the new. He often needs to do something in you before he can do something with you. Wow. I want to repeat that. He often needs to do something in you before he can do something with you. That is so true and just great words, I think. To the person who is suffering and in a valley season today, I don't know your pain and I don't know your struggle, but I know a God who does. He does his best work in this place. He doesn't want to deal with you in your past. He deals with you in your present and your future. Trust that he's making new things. Again, this is from Jordan Montgomery. He was on LinkedIn. Please follow him. I think those are profound words when we speak about that valley. The mountains are our goals, and we're climbing those mountains to get to our goal. We reach the mountaintop. We achieve that goal, and sometimes we have to go down through the valley, the hardships, to get to our next mountain. So be okay with the valleys. They are lessons learned, and we need that failure to get back up and to be even stronger. So those are my 8 micro moves I'm recommending to you. Again, take a few of them and go with it. Do one weekly, do one monthly, or create your own list and get that body moving. I simply wanted to introduce you to micro moves so you can move your needle in life. Everyone, keep pushing yourself to be better. Thank you for listening. On the podcast platforms, I'm pretty much everywhere: Spotify, Apple, Google, Podvine, etc. Please follow me on those platforms. And on the social media side, I'm everywhere also, either under Anthony J. Perkins or under Dr. Anthony J. Perkins or under Perk Up 67. I also have my YouTube channel, Dr. Anthony J. Perkins. I put everything on there to give you some inspiration for the day, the week, the month, the year. Please keep following me. You know, the thing with social media is the more we like, comment, subscribe, my messaging gets out to the universe and helps countless people that you and I never see. So thank you for your support, and I will see you soon. And again, keep pushing yourself to be better. Thank you for listening.